Hi, this is Bob with Easy Estimator, following up on your leads and why that is important. Well, in this video, I'm going to go through following up on your leads. Why is that important? Well, depending on what type of work you do, which I do room additions and ADUs, if you're a plumber, roofer, or anything, you're going to spend time on that estimate. If you're getting it from any lead generation company like Home Advisor or Angie's List, you're going to call 5, sometimes 10 times just to get a hold of that lead. You're paying anywhere from $100 to $200 for it. So you want to make sure you get a hold of that client. Then you have to set up an appointment. Then you got to drive over there. You got to put the bid together. And depending on how you estimate it, are you going to have to go back, come back with an estimate? We're going to try to show you in this video channel how you shouldn't have to go through all that work, where you can bid it on the spot and spend much less time using the Easy Estimator app. But nevertheless, you're going to spend time on getting that estimate to your client. You may end up spending anywhere from 45 minutes to 3 hours, depending on the drive time. Driving up there, how much time you're going to have to spend, if you have to go back and come back again. So you really want to follow up on your leads. I'm going to help you in the future. And if you watch some of our videos where you won't have to follow up on your leads, that you'll walk out with your contract in hand. But in the meantime, you're still learning how to close the deal. You're going to end up with leads that you can't close. And there's some that you can't close. And I can't close no matter how hard I try. But the one thing that, since we're selling additions and ADUs, and they run anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000, sometimes customers won't make a decision. They want to think about it. They don't want to be pushed. So you're going to end up having to follow up with them. In the meantime, they're going to see 2 or 3 other contractors that they want to get bids from, and it's going to take them a while to get them. And even if they liked you, they liked your professionalism, they thought you were really good and they feel comfortable with you, someone comes in there and lowballs them, and they come in with a lowball price, and sometimes they can convince them to go with them. That's happened to me in the past, not too often. If you follow the things we're teaching you on this channel, you won't let that happen, but it will happen. And in some cases, you can't get a hold of the client. You know how difficult it is to get the appointment? Well, try to follow up with them after you gave them the estimate. And if you just call once or twice and you don't follow up, more than likely you may not get the job. A lot of times, if you did a good job and the people liked you, and then they went with someone else, they feel guilty going with the other contractor, but it was the price. And a lot of contractors sell by price. So customers don't generally buy by price. They usually buy by the professionalism, by how you represent yourself, how did the estimate look? Did it look professional? Line items, included everything in there. And price is one of the factors, but it's not the only factor. So you need to follow up with this person. If they don't get back to you, just keep following up, because it's they owe it to you to at least the common courtesy, after the time you spent putting together an estimate for them on their addition or whatever you're bidding, that they should at least tell you whether you got the job or not. So I will call them up, and if I can't reach them, I'll leave a message. And if they still don't call me back, I'll text them, I'll email them. Not that I'm going to bug them, but I do want to know. And sometimes if you spend time with them and you've given them a bid, and they said, well, I'm still going to get 2 other bids, just ask them, can you at least give me the common courtesy of letting me know if you didn't go with us, who you went with and why. That's all I want. Is I'm going all to the trouble of getting you a nice estimate, detailed, giving you valuable information. I just want to know if you didn't go with us, why? I want to know what my competition is doing that I'm not doing. And that usually does help. It sets them up for they feel guilty enough. If they didn't go with you, they'll let you know why. I did lose a bid recently, and I did follow up with them, and they didn't answer the phone call. So I texted them right away, and then she texted me back. She goes, oh, we decided to go with another contractor. And I texted her back, and I said, well, do you mind telling me if it was because of the price? And she said, yes. Well, it's hard. You can't keep texting and say, well, who's the contractor and everything else. But if you get them on the phone, I do ask them that. And one of the reasons why is a lot of times the contractor who they went with may not be a good contractor. And it's not like you're in this business to badmouth other contractors, but you want to protect the client. Don't be mad that they went with somebody else. At least follow up with them and let them know. Now, for instance, one time, one of my estimators had a job. It was about a $300,000 job, and he had a good rapport with the customer. They really liked him. He thought he had the job. And then at the last minute, they said, they're going with the other contractor. And we had the meet or beat policy. So they did give him the bid. We looked up the contractor. And his presentation, his estimate looked really nice, typed out, clean. He said he had a really nice website and everything, which does add to your presentation. The estimator that worked for me, he didn't use as much of the features that we have, like a nice estimate, presentation booklet, because he's a closer. He thought he could just close it by talking. So anyway, when he gave me that information, I did a little research. I looked up the contractor. One of the reasons they went with him is because this guy had 25 reviews. So I looked him up. I looked him up on the Contractor State License Board. The guy only had his license for less than a year. To have 25 reviews for these room additions, you can't do that many in a year. It didn't sound legitimate. And I was kind of, wondering. I talked to the estimator. I go, did you know that this guy has been in business for less than a year, and we've been in business over 25 years? He has all these reviews, and they went with him because they felt comfortable with him. Well, he goes, well, what are you going to do? Badmouth another contractor? I said, no. But you do want to warn your customer. Protect them. They're the ones who are going to get hurt if this guy doesn't do the work that he says he's going to do. Realize, don't get mad at the customer for not going with him. Try to help them. And that's one way you can help them. I can't tell you how many times I've either talked to customers who didn't give me the job. I had one that called me back for an estimate on a whole different house. And they told me that she wanted to go with me, but her husband wanted to go with the other guy. Well, usually when the husband wants to go with the other contractor, it's because of price. Because women buy on emotions, men buy on the wallet or the price. And that's not always good, because she said they had nothing but a nightmare with the other contractor. They end up going to court, and they end up selling the house and buying another house, and this is the one that I was estimating. But that's happened so many times, where somehow the customer had called us up, said they wanted to go with us, but the other person was a little cheaper, and they ended up going with them, and that was a big mistake. So you don't want to be mad if you don't get the job. Just, tell the customer, if there's anything we can do, please give us a call. And they have. In fact, I've gotten referrals from customers we didn't do the job for because the contractor they went with did such a terrible job. They gave me the referral. So that's really important that you follow up with your customers to find out what the reason they didn't get the job. And it's for your own benefit to know. Maybe the other guy was a better presentation. Not only is price the only reason, but it is one of them. Another customer I had was a referral from her brother. I did a job for him, and he referred me to his sister. And so we gave him a bid on it. And she liked the bid. She liked the design as a referral and everything. And then she came back because we have the low price guarantee. And she said, I have another contractor who gave me about a price about $10,000 cheaper than you. And this was a pretty good sized project, over $200,000. So $10,000 isn't a lot, but it's enough. So I said, okay, well, we'll need to review his bid, and then we'll let you know if we can beat that. So I went through it, reviewed it, took out everything that he didn't include in his bid that we had in ours. Our bid was $1,000 cheaper than his. I came back to her, but the really important thing about it is we did a little investigating on this contractor, found out he didn't have a license. So he was more expensive and he didn't even have a license. Of course, we got the job. So there's nothing wrong with investigating your competition. If they're good, you can say they're good. But a lot of times, if they don't have the good reputation, they have to sell on price and they're going to lower the price. And some customers don't do their due diligence and investigate them. So it's really important that you follow up. Customers want to know that you care and that you want to do their job. Okay, stay tuned for the next video. We'll talk about something else and help you get those sales, but go to easyestimator.com if you don't have an estimating software app. This is the best thing to use. You can put on your phone, a tablet, and it's great. You can bid things right on the spot. You don't have to worry about coming back. You can close it then and there. Okay? Talk to you in the next video.